You know that feeling, right? That deep, kind of nagging sense that something's missing, even when on paper your life looks pretty good. Well, what if I told you that restlessness isn't actually a problem we need to solve? What if it's an invitation? An invitation to something more. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
This is the question. It's the one that always seems to creep in during those quiet moments. You know, after the workday is finally over, the phone goes silent, and all the noise of the day just fades away. That's when you hear it. This really unsettling whisper that just asks, is this it? Is this really all there is?
And this is so true, isn't it? We are masters of staying busy, of keeping ourselves distracted, because we know that just beneath the surface, that unease is always there. It's this constant reminder that just getting by, just going through the motions, well, that's not really living. It's not enough. We're not talking about a sharp, sudden pain here. No, it's more like a persistent, dull ache. It's that very specific kind of suffering that bubbles up when we ignore that built-in hunger we all have for significance. It's the feeling of just drifting with no real purpose pulling you forward. Okay, so what do we do when we feel this ache? Well, our first instinct, naturally, is to try and silence it. We look for a cure, right? A distraction, really. Anything to make it go away. But that search for a quick fix, it almost always leads us into what you could call the shallow pools of distraction. And these pursuits usually fall into three big buckets. First, we chase wealth, thinking that if we just have enough money, that void will be filled. Or we seek power, hoping that if we can just get enough control, we'll finally feel at peace. And of course, we indulge in pleasure, just looking for any temporary escape from that nagging question. But here's where it all falls apart, because these cures have a fatal flaw. That comfort that wealth promises, yeah, it runs out. You always need more. The control that power offers, it's an illusion. It always slips away. And that escape that pleasure provides, well, it's great for a moment, but it fades. And then the quiet returns, and so does the question. And this really hits the nail on the head. The core problem here isn't that our desires are too big. It's that we're aiming way too low. We're trading this deep, meaningful search for cheap, easy, surface-level fixes. And they just leave us right back where we started, only with a little less time on the clock.
So, what if we've been looking at this all wrong? I mean, what if we just stopped seeing this restlessness as some kind of curse that we need to get rid of and started seeing it as something else entirely, something useful?
This right here is the aha moment. What if that feeling isn't a bug in your system? What if it's a feature? Think about it. A built-in signal that's designed specifically to alert you that you were made for something way more significant than just consumption and comfort. To put it as simply as possible, it's a compass. That's it. It's not a tormentor, it's not a flaw, it's an internal guidance system. And its needle is always pointing you toward a deeper sense of meaning, just begging you to look beyond the easy and the immediate. And this is the call to action, right? Because a compass is useless if you just stare at it. It's a call to engage. It's telling you loud and clear that your life isn't meant for passive drifting. It's meant for an active search, for an answer. All right, so if we accept this idea that restlessness is an invitation, a call from our internal compass, then the big question is, how do we begin the journey? How do we actually respond to it? The path forward really begins with three pretty clear steps. First, you have to stop running from the feeling. Just acknowledge it's there. Let it exist. Second, and this one takes some real honesty, you have to admit to yourself that the usual distractions, they're not the answer. They've never worked. And finally, you consciously choose to accept this feeling not as a problem, but as an invitation to a deeper search. When it comes right down to it, this is what it all boils down to. That uncomfortable ache is actually a vital sign. It's a sign that you're alive, that your hunger for meaning is still fired up. And the moment you decide to actually follow where that feeling leads, well, that's the moment the real journey finally begins. So I'll just leave you with this. That feeling inside you, it isn't just random noise. It's a question. It's being posed directly to you, asking you what truly matters. And the only thing left to figure out is how are you going to answer?